Okay, got working on one of these Trac PT-425 for somebody, and it had a bad oil leak, as you can see. I've cleaned that up, and I'll replace these two lines right here. Got them ordered. The side cover was leaking on this engine. Took that off, resealed it, put new crank seals in, and these coils tested bad. Right here, both of them. They had the two-prong type thing with this speed advance thing that you can't get anymore. And you need a special tool from Kohler to test it. So I don't know if that's any good or not. So I ordered this kit. Comes with a new flywheel, 2 new coils, and I pick this bag up, and this little wire kit here. And put this back on, because when he brought it in, it wouldn't run. It barely ran at all, and then when he finally got it in the shed here, it quit running altogether. So it wasn't getting any spark anymore. And it had a fuel leak. This fuel pump went bad. And you can't replace just the pump. You got to replace that whole cover and everything. Cheapest one I found on the Amazon for $90. Let's see if I can't hook up a regular vacuum line one. Save the guy some money. So, get this put back together. See if it works. Alright, it fired here just a little bit ago. A little stuff down there. It sounds good. I hooked up this temporary gas line thing. It's actually made for motorcycles to do carb sinks with. And I'm going to try to hook up a vacuum operated fuel pump right here. I got duct tape all this because this thing's cracked all the heck. Had holes in it. It's running. But it's not shutting off. Might have to hook up a kill switch to it. So we'll keep plugging away at it. Here's the valve cover, had the fuel pump on it. There's 2 check valves in here that work this thing for the fuel. One was in, one was out. I connect the line to both sides so I didn't have to take these check valves out. I cut the ripped diaphragm out so I can use it for a gasket. There was the center. And inside there, this was bolted up. Had this lever that worked off the rocker arm inside the motor. Had the springs and the diaphragm and spring on the rocker arm part. Took that out. You can see the wear marks right here on the rocker arm where it worked the fuel pump. I got a mechanical fuel pump there. Tested it earlier, it was pumping. But then I think this thing sealed up. And then it wasn't working. So I cut it out, took it all apart. It should work again now. So we'll see what it does now. Okay, got the fuel pump bolted back on there. It's all disconnected. I need to use this for the vacuum supply for the other fuel pump. That little bracket had threads in it right there. So I needed it to put the screws back in. Got all the guts out of it, so all I needed to do is work the other pump. All right, be back. Well, here's the next thing I'm working on. This thing was in a flood. The motor was a little bit stuck. I got it unstuck. Sprayed some carburetor cleaner down the engine. It started up. The carburetor was all locked up. Ordered a rebuild kit for it. Changed the oil, had water in the oil. The guy that owns it said even when it was idling, it was still trying to go on him. I found out on YouTube that clutch right there, they get stuck and they need cleaned up. That's why it wants to keep moving. So I have to take that off and free it up. It looked easy enough. There's plenty of videos on YouTube for that. It's raining out here. Got that loader finished. Put the new seat on. There's the bucket for it. So here's it's got a new seat. He wanted me to put on this. It's got armrest. The key switch wasn't wired right. That's why it wouldn't shut off. So I redid the key switch. Lights work now. They didn't work when he brought it to me. He also brought me this little thing here. It's locked up. It was in the flood too. This loader wasn't in the flood. It was just leaking. But he wants to see if I can fix that. He tried to other shops. They won't even look at it. They just told him to buy a new one because their labor rates are so high. And I just do this part-time, so my rates aren't very high. And it's my boss's husband, because I drive semi-truck FedEx doubles. So I don't charge a lot because I just do it in spare time. But I kicked the Kickstarter here a while back and it moved a little bit. So I think I can get a cover off there and work it back and forth. Free it up. Might be able to get it going for him. There's Rusty. Hey, Rusty, look at me. There you go, buddy. There's Rusty. All right.